is Stephanie Diaz de Leon.
This is Omar Waheed.
And this is Rob Chappell.
And it's 365 Amplified. Rob's got friends again. Because last week, both Omar and I were like, we're out.
That's not what happened, but let's go with that. He just wanted to do it by himself. It was another very special episode.
An intimate episode with Rob Chappell.
It was actually a very special episode because we had two features.
You did have two features, yeah. We just didn't need more time of us because we would make it longer. And it was already long enough. No one wants to hear from us.
2 hours? Easily.
We could have said so much.
We're going to be the Joe Rogan of Wisconsin. Just talk for 4 hours about whatever.
I don't think so. I don't think that's us, Rob.
No,
that's wrong branding.
I guarantee there's already at least 10 of
like
them.
8 to 10.
Right.
Podcast mics are too accessible now.
I know everyone has one.
I have 3.
It's saturated. Rob has like 3.
I have like 6. Microphones? Like actual microphones? I have like 6, yeah. I have 4 at the office and 2 at home.
I thought we were talking about podcasts.
Oh, I have 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
No, I have 3 podcast mics,
Yeah,
and I
that's
have,
what he's saying.
I think, 5 for stand-up.
Just random mics.
Well, because I used to put on shows.
And a broken banjo.
And I did throw the broken banjo away.
Oh, okay. All right.
It did hurt, though.
Did it hurt?
Emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say, like, who did it hurt?
The banjo?
Who did it hurt the most?
All right, let's jump into it. A little bit later, we'll hear from Caleb Mathura, who is a graduate of Verona High School, who in a couple of weeks is going to make his Broadway debut as Johnny Cade in The Outsiders, which is very exciting. I talked with him, and I'll have that profile up at Madison365.org this morning as you're listening. Omar, I want to talk to you about Señor Machete here in Madison. Got a lot of love on social media because the co-owner of that got snatched by ICE.
Yes. When did this happen? January 23rd, the co-owner of Señor Machete's, Noel Quintana, was detained by ICE because of a previous drug-related conviction all the way back in 2006.
20 years.
20 years. 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
He got picked up at Chicago's O'Hare Airport on his way back from Mexico. Just detained, just grabbed. It's not unheard of, but I think this is kind of the biggest one in Madison.
Maybe, yeah.
It might be, but it impacted the family. Señor Machete is family owned. It's run by his family. They're all there. They're all working, and if one person is gone, that upsets a lot of how anything could flow. I understand that. My dad owned a gas station for a very long time, and I worked there. And when he was sick or he had to do something or a doctor's appointment, it just kind of upset the entire flow.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nightmare, but sometimes you have to go to the doctor. But
right.
Enough about me.
But Señor Machete is like a beloved downtown establishment, right?
It apparently
Restaurant
is.
bar.
I've never been there. I've been next door. I didn't even realize where it was.
Oh, really?
But it's there, and there's good parking.
You were there. You went on. Was it Friday last week?
It was February 13th. So yes, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They held a community fundraiser. Trying to rectify these issues is very expensive.
Yep.
They get lawyers. Got to do a lot of meetings. So the community came out, and it was like maybe 100, 150 people in the upstairs bar, just cycling throughout the night, drinking, partying, eating, but all for a cause, which that clicks with Wisconsin very well.
It does.
So people came out there to show their support to the family. I did talk to a few people. Tony Castaneda, who is running for State Assembly District 76.
Mm-hmm.
He's a family friend. He actually plays golf with Noel. Apparently there's a Mexican golf league.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I did not know that either.
There is one. As a story idea.
And they've been going on for a while, apparently. So when golf season opens up, I'll definitely reach out to him about that. But let's talk about how it's ridiculous that they're going after well-established people for something that, again, happened 20 years ago, where he pled no contest to it. He made the process as easy as possible for the state with no contest, and yet...
And has been just running a business since then.
Yeah.
Running a business, beloved community member, cult acclaim in Madison for his restaurant, well involved, Mexican golf league. He golfs. I mean, that's a complete turnaround from that, I'd say.
Yeah, right. Do we know anything about current status?
Not really. The last report is that he's being held in Indiana. He is appealing the felony charge from before to
try to bring it down to a misdemeanor,
just
or just
get
have
it-
it completely
removal order.
get it off the record, and
Yeah.
hopefully that'll help
just
with the
discharge
whole
it,
process. But again, he is a permanent resident. He's
Yeah, he's a legal permanent resident, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But you can deport one of a legal permanent resident if there's a criminal conviction or whatever. Governor Evers, if you're listening, there's a pardon opportunity here.
which he probably will not do until he is on his way out of office, if he's going to consider it. If he's not already considering it and doing research. There is no way there, as folks who work in politics can probably surmise, like there is no way they're not, he doesn't have a team sort of looking at the possibility of this and what, could look like and such.
Yeah.
I don't think Evers has done many pardons. I think he's been criticized for that.
For not doing pardons?
For not doing very many pardons.
There've been a handful of like he'll do several at a time. Yeah, it hasn't been.
He has been criticized before for it.
Pardon 1,800 people.
That's kind of a lot.
I don't know that people pay attention, but he's been in office for a while. But didn't he pardon a bunch of people in December? They always do it in like a very quiet time.
Yeah, they do it pretty quietly.
And I remember something saying like 17 to 1,800. It just isn't well known. I don't know in comparison to other folks.
But if that's
what's the total
normal,
is?
that's high, is that low?
But I know it's like 1,700. I might be overestimating. I feel like it was like 1,800 people in this, like from last December when he did another round of pardons, like with 150 people. Am I wrong?
1807. Yeah. The most recent he did was near Christmas, which is a great time to do it. No one's paying attention.
That's when they do it. That's when most governors often do it, is around that Christmas time.
He did 167 apparently.
Okay, 100. I said 150. Yeah. I remember reading it and I was like, I'm surprised because I don't hear enough of but it's always those weeks where I'm not paying attention, where most people are not paying attention. It's purposeful. And often, like the State House is home. So you also don't have that ruckus of them saying, how dare you pardon these. So you don't have anybody like trying to counteract or make a big splash about it either. Again, in comparison, I don't know how many that is. But I was going to say, like, I do think he has done a few number of folks. And there is a process, right, to like request a pardon.
You got to request it. There's a whole pardon board that makes recommendations. And most people who get pardons, this is an interesting tangent we're on. It's an older conviction. It's 20 years, for example, and have made something of themselves in the time since, and been, been contributing to the community and to society. The example we actually reported on when our friend Anthony Cooper was pardoned a couple of years ago, and he's been doing great work in the community.
He does a lot of, and I guess I'm just looking this up because I was like, I am interested in how many people. He has actually had pardoned more individuals than any other governor in Wisconsin in recent history.
Oh, wow.
Scott Walker did 0. I knew that number.
That makes sense.
I've always known that number. But the person before him was Governor Hale by nearly 500.
Governor who?
Julius Hale from 1939, 1943.
Oh.
That's the last person who governed
Who did that many
or who
pardons?
pardoned, nearly 500. That's the next highest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm very familiar with the pardoning process. I did help my dad with his application. He does have a felony conviction. It's actually being processed right now. It was very, very hard.
In
It is a
Wisconsin?
lot.
It's a lot of work.
In Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is a long process.
It is a long process. He tried it once himself. He didn't realize he's supposed to get character references. I was like, you are loved in Des Moines and West Des Moines. We can go. I know a handful of people. Even the mayor of West Des Moines, he used to work for you when he was going to college. I was like, we can call him. I'm sure he'd be happy.
I should say it is a long and arduous process, and sometimes you got to wait a few years. And you got to go through it a couple of times. Unless you are a friend of Donald Trump, apparently, and terrible and really, really corrupt person, then you can get pardoned real easy without even asking.
With cash.
Yep.
With cash. Or you can wait 5 years and then find out no, and then ask your son to help you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we will keep an eye on that and on Señor Machete. It seems like his wife and the family are keeping pretty good spirits. At least that's the public face they're putting on. And
I mean,
hard to keep
I think it's
running.
important to think what good spirits means, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, we are often folks who are in this place and space have so many emotions at the same time, all of which are valid and real for them. And, being appreciative and grateful may seem like they're happy, but really what it is exactly what it is, that you're just appreciative and grateful at something positive coming from a really hard time and in a hard place. Right. And I think to be mindful of, like, this is exhausting. You are fearful for the person that you love. You're concerned that they could come for you. Even if you have legal status, there's no part of you that isn't afraid that can they take that away from me at this point now too, because they're going after somebody that I love and I'm tied to them and I'm speaking out about it, right? And I'm asking for help publicly. What can happen to me? What can they get involved? Let alone being fearful of, like, this person is far away from us. They're going to continue to move faster than maybe sometimes I can move or their lawyers can move. And what if they send him back away? Like, what if they can't come back? And that is and what does life look like now? And everything feels like you're on pause. Like, absolutely you have to work, but your life is on pause right now.
Feels like it's on pause, but you still have a restaurant to keep in
you have, you
have to.
No, it's not that you have a restaurant, you have a family to take care of.
Right.
It's not that you have a restaurant to take care of, you have a family to take care of through the means of a restaurant. Right? Like, that's your opportunity to keep going in that way. But it's not like I'm worried about the restaurant. Sure, you are. Absolutely. And you're worried about the people who work there and their impact for them and how you have to care for them and how you care for your family.
Right. And when it's a public facing business like that, you have to put on a strong face, a good face and a strong persona, whether or not you're actually feeling that.
Yeah.
So we're very sympathetic to that family, and we will continue to follow that as the process goes along, and we'll see what happens. Want to mention again Tony Castaneda, who we apologize to him. We missed this announcement. He had an announcement event back on February 9th, I guess. And I don't know if we weren't on their media list yet, or if we just missed an email, but
Which happens.
We are aware now that he's running for the 76th Assembly District, which is sort of downtown Madison, east side, north side. There are 5 people now running in that Democratic primary, and whoever wins that primary in August will get the seat because the Republicans never even bothered to run a candidate in that district. He is running against Isaiah Ben-Ami, who's a legislative staffer, Juliana Bennett, who's a former Madison alder, Dina Martinez, who's a current Madison alder, and Zoe Sullivan, who's a journalist in Madison.
Journalists running for public office.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you they're not a journalist anymore. You're kind of not allowed to work in this anymore.
Yeah, kind of trade that in. but it's a crowded field, and it's not one of those where the top two go through. It's a partisan primary, so whoever wins that primary in August will get the seat, which is currently held by Francesca Hong, who's running for governor. And that's the seat from which Tammy Baldwin came. That's the seat from which Mark Pocan came. So it has been a launching point for big
for
careers.
Lots of folks.
Yep. Speaking of other elections, we did have county and local primaries this past Tuesday, which most people, I think, missed. The turnout in Dane County was just under 13%, which is not great. But
not amazing, folks.
Not amazing. But these are the nonpartisan primaries where it is like the top two who go through. So, and then the general elections will be in April. And for Circuit County Judge Branch 1, the two that went through are Ben Jones, who is the incumbent, who is appointed by the governor to that seat, and Huma Hassan, who is an immigration attorney who we had on the show a couple months ago. County Supervisor District 12, it's going to be Tommy Rylander versus Sean Burke, which is a name folks might recognize as one of those guys who has been kind of on a crusade against urban triage. Yeah. Speaking of, also County Supervisor District 15, Amy Larson got 61% of the vote, and Nino Amato came in second with 33%. So not a real close race. I should say the District 12 race, the Tommy Rylander and Sean Burke. Rylander got 51% of that vote, so that was at 24%. So not particularly close there, but still the top two go through. But Nino Amato is another guy who's got kind of a crusade against urban triage.
Yeah.
Michelle Doolin, who's the incumbent in District 28, got 73% of the vote, and Nathan McGree got 15%, so he'll go through. Don't love his chances. Those are all the countywide races. One other race you just want to mention is in Mount Horeb, because that's where we live.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this race is there's 6 people running for 2 spots on the village board. So in the primary, 4 people go through, and then the top 2 in April will get those 2 seats. The top 3 candidates were separated by 2 votes.
Yeah, every vote counted in that space.
I was like, boy, I'm glad I remembered to go
glad
vote.
we remembered to vote.
Because Michelle Kelly, who is not an incumbent, got 449 votes. James Breger got 448, and Ben Jones got 447. Different Ben Jones.
I was about to ask, is that the same district?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people named Ben Jones.
It does seem like a common name.
I went to experimental high school with a guy named Ben Jones in Mount Horeb, so I wonder if that's the same guy. I doubt it. And then Tammy Clary got 313 votes, so those 4 will go through. But yeah, it's just so when you get these smaller races, man, every vote literally counts a lot. So, and as we always say, your local elections affect your life day to day more than the statewide or the federal elections. I think that's kind of all we had, unless we want to touch on the Olympics, which is very exciting. I've been enjoying it. As you listen to this, the United States women's team will either be gold medalists or silver medalists. They're playing in the gold medal match on Thursday, which hasn't happened yet as we record this. Layla Edwards became the first Black woman to represent the United States in hockey at the Olympics, and the first to record an assist and the first to record a goal. She's had, I think, 2 goals so far in the Olympics, in the Olympic tournament, which is fantastic. Yeah, this is very fun. Elena Miles-Taylor getting her first. She already had 5 medals in the solo bobsled. None of them were gold. She's 41 years old. It was her 5th time at the Olympics, and she officially became the most decorated with getting her first gold at 41, which is fantastic. With their 2 little kids there with her, which is so cool. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Caleb Mathura. And we're back, and joining us now from California on his way to New York, but originating in Verona, Wisconsin, Caleb Mathura. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being here. We're talking to you because you're from Verona High School, right? You grew up in Verona,
Yeah, I,
basically.
I grew up in Oregon and then did middle school and high school in Verona.
Okay, Oregon, Wisconsin, not Oregon the state.
Yep, Oregon, Wisconsin. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and we're talking to you because you are about to make, if I'm not mistaken, your Broadway debut. Is that right?
Yeah, my Broadway debut. Yep,
Fantastic! Congratulations on that. It's
thank you so
fantastic.
much.
Tell us, you're going to be playing Johnny Cade in The Outsiders, which for people my
Yeah,
age will remember Ralph Macchio in that part from the movie, right?
yep. Yeah,
I'm old enough to remember
Yep.
that movie being a big sensation when it came out. We'll talk about the show, but I want to talk about you first and your background. Growing up in sort of Madison area, Wisconsin, how did you get on this track to Broadway?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been doing theater since I was a kid. I did all the local theaters, Middleton Players Theater, Oregon Straw Hat Players, Verona, Children's Theater of Madison. Basically, all the theater I could do as a kid, I did. And then when I graduated high school, I went to pursue my BFA in musical theater from Point Park University. And then upon graduating, I went on tour with Mean Girls and then moved to New York after the tour finished. Currently on tour with The Notebook, and then yeah, Outsiders is next.
And why theater? Why did you gravitate toward performance?
Yeah. I mean, I've always just gravitated towards the arts, whether it's dancing, drawing, music, singing, all those kinds of things. And I feel like theater was always the place where I could go and feel embraced by the
Mm.
people there, socially, artistically. And I feel like it always gave me a sense of purpose, especially in Wisconsin, where I was never very athletic or
You made me
part
off,
of any
but
clubs or anything. Yeah, yeah. So
I
it
was
it
I was
helped
also
it
a
helped
theater
make
kid. I didn't take it as far as you have, but I know that means
yeah,
you find a sense of community among your people, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly,
really cool.
exactly.
And growing up, did you go see shows? What were your favorite Broadway type shows that had grown up as a kid?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, I would always go to Overture Center to see all the tours that came through. Having on a tour is always special to me because I think about all the shows I saw as a kid
Sure.
growing up, and yeah, I think that being on tour is special because it really brings Broadway to smaller towns like Madison.
Mm-hmm.
We hit bigger cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, which is where I am right now, and then we also get the chance to go to places that are more, um, are just farther away from New York City and a big theater scene, so that's really awesome.
Yeah, and you're kind of bringing the bigness and the glamour of Broadway to to kids like you, growing up in relatively small towns, who may not be able
Yeah,
to see that otherwise.
yeah, exactly.
Tell us about how did not knowing much about the whole Broadway audition process, how do you land a role like Johnny Cade and the Outsiders?
Yeah, it really varies person to person, show by show, but I originally had a couple auditions for the tour, and then I was asked to come back in for Broadway when that position opened up. It was difficult because I was in, I think, Des Moines, Iowa. We were on tour there, and I flew in for maybe 12 hours to do a work session with Danya Tamor, who's our incredible director, and I met some of the creative team, and then I wasn't actually able to go to the final callback, which was the next day because I had to be back at the Notebook. So things were kind of up in the air for a while. And about 2 weeks ago, I got the call that there had been some shifting going on and that I would be getting an offer to to play Johnny. So it was
That's
really
so cool.
exciting. It was very fast. I think I found out on a Tuesday, and that following Monday, I was in rehearsals. So it
Wow.
was very quick. And then I came back to California because I'm going to finish up Notebook so they could get that situated in terms
Hmm.
of finding a replacement and all those kinds of
Hmm.
things. And then I'll be on Outsiders for the next year starting Monday.
Now, for folks who don't know, The Outsiders is a relatively new musical, right? It's only been up since a couple years, 2023, I think, but it did win
Yeah.
for Best Musical, did it not? The Tony
Yes,
in
and
23?
also our best direction as well.
Oh,
Our
okay.
director won the for best direction as well.
How familiar were you with the material? Were you familiar at all with the novel or the old movie or whatever?
Yeah. I read the book in 8th grade. I think it was part of the
Okay.
curriculum. I think it still
Uh-huh.
is in a lot of places. So I remember reading
Yeah.
the book and seeing the movie. And then I actually saw the show in San Diego before it went to Broadway. They were doing their pre-Broadway tryout at La Jolla
Oh, cool.
Playhouse,
Hmm.
and I got the chance to see the show, and it's one of my favorite shows I've ever seen, maybe my favorite show I've ever seen. So to now be taking over for the role on Broadway is completely surreal and just a dream come true on so many levels.
What do you love about? What's so great about this show? What do you love about it?
I think it incorporates so many things that we kind of shy away from in terms of just friendships, especially with young men, and
Mm.
like the care, the brotherhood that everyone on stage shows for each other. So there's a very emotional aspect to it. And just from a technical standpoint, there's fire, there's rain, there's a lot of elements that enhance the experience for the audience that really
Hmm.
make it unforgettable just visually. And the music's incredible, the story's incredible. It's a really awesome show.
Yeah, that is something that often gets overlooked. Is it is a story about friendship among young men, which is, like you say, it's not a thing that is really explored that much anymore. You said you've done you did a lot of roles as a kid in school and in CTM, et cetera, and you've done a handful of professional roles now. Do you have a favorite role that was really just perfect for you?
Honestly, I think my favorite role will be Johnny, just because I've always had such a soft spot in my heart for him, even though I haven't debuted as the character yet. But here in the Notebook, I understudy Noah, the younger version of Noah, which
Uh-huh.
is just, it's Ingrid Michaelson wrote the music, and singing that score is just so dreamy, and it's just a beautiful show again. Um, and I think that the Notebook is definitely my favorite show I've been a part of.
I wonder if it's one of those things where like the because you just love what you're doing, like your favorite is always going to be whatever you just did, like it's just
Fine.
always going to be,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be able to work on some projects that I kinda came into it being passionate about the show or being a fan of the
yeah.
show, but
Hmm.
it's not always like that. I would love for it to be, but sometimes it's more of a job, but we're
Sure, sure.
grateful either way.
Yeah. Do you have a dream role that you haven't got to play yet that you would love to?
Yeah, I would love to play the MC in Cabaret.
Mm,
Cabaret was my first show. When I was 7, I did it at Middleton Players Theater. I was the little kid who sings like a 30-second solo,
that's awesome.
and it's funny because my director from that production almost 20 years ago is gonna be at Notebook tomorrow night, in San
Oh, so
Francisco
cool.
because he's in San Francisco now. Yeah. So that'll be really fun to see him. I haven't seen him since I was, like, maybe 10.
Oh,
Yeah, so that'll be great.
that's awesome. Speaking of that 7-year-old, looking back now, what advice would you give to that 7-year-old, or what advice would you give to kids right now looking up to you, kind of wanting to take this path?
Yeah, I would say just to trust yourself and work hard and invest in your future and make sure that you're giving your career the time and energy that you would give anything else that you really care about and that you wanna succeed in, and to just believe in yourself because there'll be times where you won't have the support of all your friends, you won't necessarily have the support of a lot of your family. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of those things throughout my life, but I know that that's a luxury, and to just be your biggest champion and, have your own back as much as you can.
Yeah. Now you also the reason I even found out about this is you were part of the Jerry ensemble through Overture
Yeah.
Center, right? Tell people
Yes.
what that is and how it helped you.
Yeah, so the Jerry Ensemble is a group of local high schoolers that kind of promote Overture Center and the Jerry Awards by doing events like Cocktails with Tim and Cara, which is a lot of fun. We did
Hmm.
Kids in the Rotunda, and it's just a great way for young performers to have the opportunity to start to invest in material kind of outside of the typical theater world. We're doing a lot of musical songs, but in a different setting, and it helps you learn material very quickly, and it kind of, again, gives you that sense of community within Wisconsin and the young theater scene over there as well, and it's a lot of fun.
Now you mentioned drawing also, and you have a whole like visual arts thing that you do, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've been drawing since I was a little kid, like 2 years old. It's something that I love. I haven't really pursued it professionally, but I do like cards sometimes, like for Christmas, I'll sell cards. I do a lot of pen and ink work, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, overall, it's something that kind of helps my brain just detach from whatever's going on and Helps me just focus on another artistic medium.
Yeah. Now, are you tour must be kind of grueling, yeah, to be like in a different place every week, still doing 8 shows a week?
Yeah, it can be. The 8 shows a week can be tricky, especially with a show that's very heavy emotionally and vocally. Luckily for Notebook, we've been fortunate enough to do a lot of sit down. So San Francisco, we're here for 3 weeks. LA, 3 weeks. Cleveland, 4 weeks, which is nice. But we have a couple more longer stays, and then we'll get into a bunch of 1-weekers. I think right after I leave. So I'm heading at it at a time that it's going to get pretty intense.
You check it out right at the right time.
Yeah,
But you must be excited to get into New York, not only just to be in one place at the same time for a while, but also it's New York, it's Broadway, it's the real deal, right?
Yeah. And I've only sublet in New York, so just like signing a lease, changing my health insurance. There's so many things that I haven't done yet because I've just kind of been going in and out of New York. So to now be in New York for at least a year, as long as I'm with outsiders, is really exciting, but kind of daunting because it's an overwhelming environment and it's going to be a really exciting opportunity, but there's going to be a lot of things I haven't experienced before that I'm going to learn a lot from and grow from. So I think it's just a lot of anticipation for a major life change, because I know that things are going to be very different, for the better, but it'll be a big shift in my life.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know how this works, but do you sign is it like a 1-year contract, or like how long can you count on being in this show?
Yeah, so my contract is from March 17th, 2026 to March 17th, 2027. So I'll be
you have
in
at
the
least a year
show.
that you're going to be in this show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's outstanding. Caleb Mathura, thank you so much for the time today, and break a leg. The show's running now, but you join March 17th, and so anybody from in the listening range of my voice, and if you get to New York, stop in and see Caleb and the Outsiders. Thanks again, and break a leg.
Of course, thank you so much.
And we're back. So let's go right into our question, which I know everybody is excited to think about and answer, and Rob is trying to figure it out right now because I gave him a 1-second head start.
Yeah.
If you were a weather pattern right now, which one are you? Go ahead. Omar wants it.
I would be a haboob.
I am not familiar.
It is. It is essentially a dry land hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a desert hurricane.
Except for it happens in Iowa. It is so great. It is just an absolute mess of why.
How did this happen?
How did this happen? Why is this a thing? Cheese. Why is it so windy?
Mm-hmm.
And why is this inconveniencing me so much? And I resonate with that.
Yeah.
We had one of those. Must have been about 1998 or 99. And there were semi trucks being blown off the highway.
Yes.
I had a barn that fell over. I lived in the country. I had a little hobby farm, and the barn, this old barn. It wasn't a nice barn, but it fell over. And, I had to spend the next day cutting wood to clean up the broken barn.
There's supposed to be more of them happening. For some reason, Tornado Alley's shifting, and I don't think the science has correlated those two. But my theory is you got to have some windstorm.
There has to be some wind. I think my first thought that popped in my head was I would be a low pressure system because I just want to be chill. I just want I think that's not what low pressure system means in weather. I think a low pressure system can actually cause bad weather, but it just sounds nice. It sounds like
it does sound nice.
It's low pressure.
Just low pressure.
We don't have a lot of pressure right now.
That's a lot of pressure.
What would you be, Stephanie?
I think I would be partly sunny. Let me finish. But emotionally humid.
Emotionally humid.
What does that mean?
I mean, don't start shit. I won't either. Don't start it. Don't start it because I'll bring it.
Partly sunny. I like partly sunny.
Partly sunny, emotionally humid.
Mm-hmm.
So you can feel it. And if you start it, it's going to come. Because it's, we're recording this on a Thursday. I'm trying to get to Friday. Don't mess around. I'm almost there, y'all. That feels right.
All right, everybody.
Interesting.
What weather system would you be? Email news@madison365.org.
Actually, yeah.
Actually, I would love to hear it.
We should do it.
We should.
Please actually do this.
Yeah.
All 3 listeners.
All of you. Because I think we should read them next week.
I would
We
love
should
to
start to
read
do that.
them.
We should start to open up our questions.
We should open up our questions to everybody to who wants to participate or has an idea. Share them. We would love to hear them and also agree with you or ask more questions of you.
Or make fun of you, which is the more likely of the 3 outcomes. Anonymously, though, if that helps.
Sure.
Yeah, we won't use your name.
Yeah, you'll hear some sick riffs from all of us about your answer. And isn't that the real treat?
That's the best. All right, folks, have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you again soon. 365 Amplified is produced and edited by me, Rob Chappell, and is a production of 365 Media Foundation, a nonprofit, local, independent media organization in Madison, Wisconsin. Wherever you're listening to this right now, hit the subscribe or follow button to get new episodes every Friday. And between episodes, get your latest news at madison365.org and follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. Wherever you get your news, we'll be there.